Welcome everyone, today we'll have a new farming guide for Diablo 4. As you guys can see behind me, we have a new spot, and this spot is quite interesting. So what I want to do is, I'll briefly show you guys the highlight of this spot, where the monsters are super easy, and you still get tons of experience. And this spot has some of the best features that you want to have for solo playing and also multiplayer playing. Because this spot will constantly summon monsters, you'll get average over 50 or 100% more monsters in this dungeon. And the layout of this dungeon is very straightforward, which means that as you play the dungeon, you don't have to really think where you're going, you just take a path and this will take you around the dungeon. And as you can see over here, I'm constantly getting a lot of spiderlings, which will be providing with more experience. Now just to show you guys the layout of the dungeon. So this dungeon is quite nicely designed. You can see that we can run a loop on one of the sides, and this is the first part. You have a choice of doing the first part or doing both of the parts of the dungeon. And once you've done the first part, you can just run around on the second part. So this is a great dungeon for solo playing, co-op playing. You can have 4 players here as well, but ideally you can do up to 1 person to multiple players. Because the dungeon is straightforward, you don't have to take a detour, and you still get tons of experience. Now, similar to all of the videos, what I do is, at the end of the video, I'll provide you guys with a full testing replay of me soloing the dungeon. Keep in mind guys, I'm getting 10% less experience at least. I'm clearing much slower because I'm a Thorns build. I'm not like, a fast DPS build, and also I'm only playing by myself. This is much slower to clear by myself with this particular build. But if you guys can clear this one fast, this is a really good experience gain for doing this solo or multiplayers. Now, because I have been getting some questions about playing solo compared to playing co-op, when you play co-op, you reset the dungeon by leaving the party as a leader. But if you play solo, this is my tip to reset the dungeon. Firstly, once you clear the dungeon, you leave the dungeon first. This is quite important. If you don't do this correctly, you're going to be teleported back to town. So you have to leave the dungeon using the emote function. And once you leave the dungeon, you're going to log out. And once you log out and you log back in, I'll fast forward a little bit to show you guys. So once you log out, you log back in, and then you go into the dungeon will be resetted for a solo player. Because I want to cater for players who want to play solo, this is a very good method for you to reset any of the dungeons so you can play by yourself. And of course, if you do have friends, you can use the multiplayer reset method. So notice over here, the dungeon has been reset for me. Now, coming over to my account, so the location of this dungeon, I have a war boss soon. No, this is a Legion event, I thought it was a war boss. So, coming over to my account, I got fully distracted. So if we zoom in over here, you can see I'm currently located in front of the Zero Caverns. This is one of the spider dungeons. This is very similar to the Blind Burrows, but as you guys saw on the layout, it is much more narrow, less detours, so catering for solo play and multiplayer. Now what you do is you come over to this waypoint with Jedi and just run over. It takes you less than 20 seconds, and this is a really nice dungeon to be farming for lots of experience from the spiderlings. Now briefly going through farming the dungeon as a guide. So what you do is at the start you're going to run forward, and you're going to see 2 entries that is blocked. So one entry that's blocked, the other one's blocked. Don't worry too much, because both of entries will loop back in a circle, and this is the second part if you choose to play the second part. Most of us can play the first part, but if you want, the second part also provides this experience. So once you get into the first part, you're going to see detours in the path. Don't worry too much as well, because as you path the path will be very straightforward. There's only a minor detour, and everything will go in a circle. One of the highlights of playing the dungeon is that you want to kill the monsters, and as you kill the monsters, especially the quest monsters, more spiderlings will be spawning. And this is a major source of experience, which I'll explain very soon. So our goal is here to kill more elites and also more spiderlings. You can see there is a considerable less amount of density of elites compared to the previous dungeons, simply because of the nerf, right? But this dungeon is not focused on killing elites, it is focused on killing spiderlings. You still get a fairly number of elites because of the quest. There's 3 quest targets to be destroyed. As you destroy the target, stay for the spiderlings for bonus experience. Now once you have destroyed all 3 of the objectives over here, you have a choice of stopping, resetting the dungeon, and coming back again. This is only the first part of the dungeon. Now should you decide to go to the second part of the dungeon, what you can do is you can loop back to the door, which will take you like 10-20 seconds, and then you come over to the second part. The second part is another loop, which allows you to kill the monsters within the loop. So here is pretty straightforward. You'll be killing the elite monster called the Spider Colors, but what you're really doing is, you're running around to kill most of the monsters that's available. Now there will be more Shires in the dungeon as you come over to the second part, which I'll show you guys very soon. So your goal is try to make use of all the shards that is available to you to gain a boost of damage, and that's what I did over here. So with the artillery shard, which I love, you can be clearing out the dungeon so much more faster. And because the dungeon is designed in a solo path, you can really, just go straightforward. You don't have to think about detours, don't have to do anything special, just kill everything and get tons of experience. Now, in case you guys are wondering, hey man, what about Demon's Wake? You made a video about this. Yes, I also went back to test Demon's Wake as well. The dungeon still works. And the dungeon mechanics is very different to the dungeon we look at here. The dungeon mechanics here is that we're killing elite monsters. We're using the density of the monsters because it's a slay all quest. And this allows us to see the most elite density and also have elite monsters summoning on top of us. So there's two very different mechanics we're using. The first dungeon, we're making use of the extra spawns of spiderlings and extra monsters. The second dungeon, we're making use of the elite monsters that spawns on top of us. So over here, we have something special to share with you guys. So this is a post by the Jump, and I have shot this one in one of the previous videos. So one of the reasons I'm looking for more dungeons to be farming for more experience, there's two ways. One of the ways is I'm looking for more elite and also stronger enemies, and this gives us 7.7 times more experience. And this is the case for the Demon's Wake. The two best functions you're looking for is to slay all monsters and also have the monsters spawning on top of you with elites. Now the dungeon we're looking at today is the multiple summon of spiderlings. You want a vast number of monsters to be summoned, and this allows it to compensate for the less experience for not having that many elites. And this is the goal of this dungeon. So you can see there's two different playing styles, and if you guys do find similar dungeons, let me know as well. So this way we can share with the community and also finding more ways to farm experience and get to level 100. We'll be making guides once we get to level 100 as well as to what to do and also what to farm. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4. So what I do now is I'll provide you guys with my solo replay. Just bear in mind guys, I'm a much slower clearer because I'm a Thorns build, and also I don't have the 10% bonus experience from co-op. I also have a small attachment in terms of the Demon's Wake testing. Everything still works fine and you can get tons of experience over here. Now the Demon's Wake is a little harder, so if you find yourself having trouble with that one, you can come over to this one. Now at the end of the video, I also have this replay to show you guys how to reset the dungeon as a solo player.
I'm not ready yet. I must wait. Not ready yet. I must wait. Not ready yet. I must wait.
Now, in case you guys didn't know, I'll be live streaming on Twitch again, and I have just started. So make sure to come over to the links below to join us on Twitch live to say hi, maybe ask me questions or share any tips with the viewers. And while you're here, make sure you follow. And if you do have your Twitch Prime, this is a really good time to use your Twitch Prime over here, supporting us with Twitch Prime. And yes guys, join us as I test build for Diablo, and also join us as you play the game and also farm the game. So stay a while and also listen. We'll also be doing some giveaways and also special viewer events in the Diablo as well. Maybe we do PvP and also related events in the game as we get to the end game, and also help players to go through the dungeons.